little Aki. I love the iTunes, like you could find any song, you know? People always want to put shit out there to make the article more fun or whatever, sound crazier. Oh, Mavericks, surfing, drugs, mix it together. But like in the reality of all the things, it was just like, that took that away from me. We were really lucky to grow up on the west side here in Santa Cruz. We would all just like ride our bikes from school home and then just boom, pick up a friend here in our wetsuit, go back to Barney's, pick him up, Rat Boy, we'd meet too, and all of a sudden we have all these people, just kids on bikes at the lane at one time. So we were all just like little hoodlums around the west side.
I think that, like, I don't know, the whole West Side crew kind of brought the air game to the next level. I guess I remember Flea doing airs when I was a kid, and they were just savage. He'd go huge. He'd like tweak them out all savage and boned out. I wanted to do them just like that.
The 90s were pretty much the air revolution here in Santa Cruz. At the lane, we have Middle Peak, and it's basically a big burger with huge chops coming off the cliff. So that was probably the first thing we started doing is chop hops. Then we were just looking for it everywhere and just pushing each other, you know, to do bigger and bigger airs. And then Rat Boy came in the scene, and he was just like, Rat was like the best. His aerial surfing was just untouched, you know. It pushed us too because he was younger.
I mean, everyone was doing them. They kind of like had a whole fucking A-team of guys who just all were air guys. It was cool. Definitely inspired me. Like, as soon as I could basically pump down the line, we were trying airs right away. It was like, who cares about doing turns?
We were just like assholes to everybody, you know, like we were brought up that way. Valley go home, trannies get the heck out of here, stuff like that, in scary times out there. You know, looking back on it now is pretty ignorant. Now, being actually sober for almost 11 years and like treating people kindly and trying to work on my localism skills still, or non-skills, whatever it is. There's just no way you could ever do that these days, you know, it's just way different.
Wherever Darryl goes, everyone's gonna see him as somebody that could just either ruin your day or make your day. And I think that it's a special thing to have where someone can keep you in check but also help you a lot. I've always looked up to him, like as a surfer, big wave, small wave, anything, even as a role model, really.
We've heard so many stories about Mavericks from VC. He would always come back just going, oh my God, you guys don't even know. There's huge waves up there. And we were just like, what, really? And then because we were just in disbelief. And then once you go up there for the first time, you're just like blown away. Like this is like crazy how nuts this wave is. It's basically a big slab in the middle of the ocean. I felt like I had a really good relationship with Mavericks. The adrenaline level was just all time. I felt like I was just always comfortable taking off in the bowl. So the mindset was just like the aerial surfing for us. We were pushing each other to take off deeper in the bowl and stuff like that. And it was just another level of our surfing.
I even know people that nicknamed him God.
I was born on Christmas. Maybe that had something to do with it. Barney started calling me God because I won 3 Mavericks contests. So that was his like interpretation of God. Like, God, your nickname's God because you won 3 Mavericks contests. He was always joking with me about that. After I won that first contest at Mavericks in '99, my sponsors got better. I was getting some sponsors, and then 2000 when I won and, Smoke Slater or whatever, that helped a lot too, and I feel like the sponsors got more. And then 2004 was like the height probably when I started signing big contracts, and I was doing really well, and traveling the world and surfing and winning air contests and expression sessions and making really good money. I was able to buy a house right on the west side. Things were just great, and I let it go to my head. Life slips away like that, and then it's gone, and all of a sudden you're starting over from scratch. In 2007, when I started smoking meth, I needed it every single day. I knew that it had me. I was like, nothing's ever had me like that before. My life was basically over, you know what I mean? I wasn't surfing anymore. I completely changed into someone different. Like, it was just straight up stupid. And fell off a cliff and like got hurt, and like I was pretty frustrated, and I didn't really want to talk about it too much, and I didn't want to go to rehab, and I was trying to find a place that I could go and actually surf if I was going to get better, but I couldn't find a place. So I just said, okay, in 2 weeks I'll go to the Beacon House in Monterey, and that's what I did. In 2 weeks I basically fear and loathing in Las Vegas for 2 weeks, but in Santa Cruz, and I just went crazy and drank tons of vodka and did meth and went crazy. But on that day when I said I was going to go, I did go. I drove myself to Monterey with my wife, and the best thing I ever did in my life. I was lucky, when I got clean from drugs and alcohol, I had surfing. I had a couple boards and good boards when I got back. I had no sponsors. I lost all my sponsors. I had no money. Had to sell my house that I worked so hard for. All these things just get taken from you when you start doing that kind of stuff. I did have surfing, and that's what saved my life ultimately, that every day when I have a chance to surf, I'm going surfing. And that's saved my life, and that's the reason I started Fleahab, is because that's what saved my life. I feel like it could save a lot of other people's lives. Fleahab is a sober living environment here in Santa Cruz that I started 5 years ago. Seeing people thrive from it was like, God, that was my new addiction. And seeing someone just broken, all of a sudden leaving Fleahab and going, I got a job, no way. Like, I'm seeing my family again on Christmas. Like, that's why I started Fleahab, to see that. Jack O'Neill actually supported me and put a couple grand in to help me get clean. So that felt really good to have support like that, and it meant a lot from just this community, that he wanted to help out someone like me. Right now here in Santa Cruz, I feel like the new group of kids that are kind of hanging together and surfing together and stuff like that, it's a really positive group.
It's gone from raw and thrashy and party to kind of almost like a soccer mom sport for certain kids. I think we like a little bit of in between, where it's like still fun, where you could still surf and you can hang out with your friends, but not like you got coaches at like 6 years old like screaming at you.
Waggy, he's blasting huge airs, every single session, surfing really good. He rides a bunch of different kinds of boards too, like Rat Boy, and he can ride pretty much anything. The younger guys that are surfing Mavericks and charging, like, there's Pat Shaughnessy from Santa Cruz. Aloe, he really wants it. We'll see how hard he wants it, and that's exciting to see. Aloe can surf a shortboard too. Pat Shaughnessy can surf a shortboard, and they both rip in small waves. And to surf big waves and catch huge bombs out there, it's just another level. It's cool to see well-rounded surfers. It's all about just having fun and remembering a good friend, Barney Barron, and welcome to the lane. Brom for ripping. You guys were trying airs. That was really cool to see you actually trying airs. And to take it home again this year is Adam Bartlett with his backside blowtail kind of through his fin. So he's going to win $100 and the new trophy over here. Come on over, Adam.
Thank you, and Barney was awesome. And this money, it was for him. My air was for him.
Yeah. Women's division. And taking it home again this year is Autumn Hayes. We had the men's division was filled with excitement. We had Zika taking it home this year.